can't be more excited to be here and be among many of my friends and those that have been with me, gosh, since I first started when I ran for state representative back in 2008. We are now in 2015. Hard to believe those years have passed. We are going to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, as we always do. And I would like to introduce you to Jeff Neverman. And I will say to you that it's really an honor to have Jeff give Pledge of Allegiance. He is a decorated U.S. Marine Vietnam veteran. So what is better than that? And also I'm going to be giving Jeff an award in Columbus for the National Association of Professional Insurance Agents of America. He's the Agent of the Year. So we have the honor of having Jeff give Pledge of Allegiance. So Jeff, go right ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jeff. Very nicely done. All right. Well, I was waiting a bit for Mayor Bolts. She must have gotten caught, so we're going to get started without her, and chances are she'll be walking in any time. But I do want to, first of all, make a couple of recognitions. And of course, the first, as you all know, especially if you've been with me for a while, my husband Craig is right here. Always. And then of course I have Allison, who is here, my daughter, with our new grandbaby, the lady. My husband Brian, and Ashley, my other daughter, Ashley right here in the blue, and Craig Jr. And of course, if any of you have been with me for a while, you all know my mother Athena, who makes Mother's Day just that much better for us to say thank you for all that she has done for me, especially in all of the campaigns that I've been involved in. Many of you have gotten phone calls from her, or materials, or greeted her at the welcoming table. Really very much couldn't do it without the people that are in my family. Jim Coughlin has been my pancake breakfast chair and always there for me when we have things like this. And Mark Beppel is my webmaster. He's here too. A lot of the people you don't always hear about. And then of course the one who keeps me out of all the trouble, Mark Getze, my treasurer. He is also and Chad Chalemi, this is his place. So I would ask you to enjoy the food. Come back for the restaurant, the Woods. We've been here. It's wonderful food, as you can see, and he has always been very gracious in allowing us to come here to the Behind the Woods banquet facility. It's been a great place for us. Allison's in-laws, Rick and Mary Ann, thank you both for coming. Wonderful to have you here. So a lot of, you can see where the grassroots support comes from, outside of all of you here too as friends. We do have some outstanding leaders that I've been privileged to work with and has made my job a lot easier. Mayor Dennis Clough is here from Westlake. Council days where I served on city council for 9 years, and next to him I worked with Ken Brady, who is also here, councilman, and Mike Lee, council president I should say, and I see John Wheeler back there. I'm going to get through the list, but I see that they're back there and they're all from Westlake, and I certainly appreciate them being here. Mayor Sutherland is certainly supportive. She is out of town, so we really am very grateful that she has given us her support and endorsement. And of course, I mentioned Mayor Pam Boakes. And we also have our County Council, Dave Greenspan here. There he is. At the corner. He is going to be running for my seat, so we wish him the best. And got big shoes to fill. And they aren't high heels either. So, that's what someone said to me. Does he fit in your high heels? And I said, no, I don't think so. But anyway, he's a good guy. And if you don't know him, this is an opportunity to go over and say hello. I have a sign-up sheet back there. Aha. There it is. want to make sure that, if I haven't mentioned, we also have here today, the 5 cities that I represent right now are Westlake, Rocky River, North Olmsted, Fairview Park, and Bay Village. So there's representation from all those cities tonight. Councilman John Hinkle is the Fairview Park Ward Councilman. There he is, John Hinkle. He's on the ballot this year, so we wish him luck. Mike O'Donnell, our councilman, is also here in Westlake. Where's Councilman O'Donnell? There he is, way in the back. I've been with Mike for all the years that I've been on city council, so it's good to see the friendly faces again. And of course, I mentioned Councilman Mark Getze. He's my treasurer, and he is, I know, somewhere around here. There he is, his hands in the back. Also for Bay Village, another city that I represent, Councilman Tom Henderson is here. Tom Henderson. Somewhat new to council. I can't really say he's that new anymore. I think he's earned his stripes over there. So he's doing a good job. And from North Olmsted, another city that I represent, Councilman Paul Barker is here. Where are you, Paul? There he is. Another councilman doing a fine job. Has been there a while, and we're certainly glad to have you here. And then Gary Ebert, who serves as law director over in Bay Village. Gary, oh, what a wonderful support. He was there for me when I first ran my first campaign, and you remember, it got pretty nasty, and needed Gary's services, and wow, we were able to really kind of tame things down, which were a little out of control. That's my granddaughter, she's allowed to do that. And then also along the campaign trail, I see Karen all the time. Karen Kandinsky from the office of U.S. Senator Rob Portman. Karen, where is she? Wherever I go, there's Karen, always there to support Senator Portman. I'm actually on his Cuyahoga County team for his re-election, so it's a privilege to again be there to support him. We need to get him back. And then we also have a long-term friend and also very much needed in this West Shore district, and that's John Soboleski. He is our West Shore Chamber of Commerce Executive Director. Where are you? He's at the bar. Yes, he's down at the bar. Yes. So John and I go back a long ways. I still serve as a trustee on the West Shore Chamber, and he has been the director for quite a while. I don't know if I've missed anyone. I hope I haven't, but just whisper to me, and I will certainly say who is here, and if we have anyone else come in. But as I said, I sincerely appreciate all of you being here today to hear my special announcement. And I think most of you probably know, but there are a couple of you maybe that don't. It's really an exciting time to share my plans and ask you for your continued support. I purposely planned this announcement for today, May 7th, because I wanted to allow time at the Ohio House to work on our budget. And our budget is probably the most important thing that we work on there at the Ohio House. And I wanted to make sure my constituents knew, as I was just reelected to state representative, that I am concentrating on the work that they want me to do. You're supposed to keep those down yet. I didn't say yet. You'll know when I say it.
We're prepared.
You're prepared. Before I state my announcement, I wanted really to say what an honor it's been to serve as state representative since 2009. As many of you know, I have chaired the economic development committees over the last several years. In the 131st General Assembly, which is the General Assembly now, it really has evolved from the Economic Development Committee to the Economic and Workforce Development Committee, because we now have jobs to fill, and we don't have Ohioans with enough of the skills to fill those jobs. So we are really in a much better place than we were just a few short years ago. And as I said, most of you will remember back in 2008, it was probably the most challenging time in my lifetime serving over at the Ohio House. We really worked hard to keep our message intact. It's all about jobs. It's always all about jobs. We can't do anything unless people are working. If they work, they contribute. If they contribute, then we can give the services to those that need it. So my mantra has been, for as long as I've been there, it's all about jobs, getting people back to work and good paying jobs. Many of my House bills over the years have been dedicated towards that goal, and certainly I leave a legacy at the Ohio House on that focus. I could say to any of my, even the newer members of the House members at the Ohio House, if I just say it's all about, they can all say jobs. That's how much they know that that is a message that we want to make sure that we stay focused on. Many of you have participated in giving testimony in support of my career exploration internship bill. I'm really very thankful for that, and we got that bill specifically signed into law, working with our schools and our businesses, trying to get our high school kids into the type of jobs that they're perhaps thinking they would like to try. And if that employer teaches them that field, we will compensate that business up to $5,000 or 50% of what it took to teach that student how to be an architect, or perhaps work in the trades, or maybe they want to be a veterinarian. Whatever it is they choose, we're trying to get them to think higher level while they're still in high school. And that's been a pretty successful bill, and we're still pushing it out and working with our schools and Chamber of Commerce's and businesses to try to get the word out. Also, as you remember, my service at the Ohio House back in 2011 and 2012, as I said earlier, was very, very unsettling. We had a multi-billion-dollar budget deficit. If I don't know if you remember the 6, 7, 8 billion, whatever you want to call it, that we had to try and balance that budget. We had double-digit unemployment. I remember 11, 12%, and our kids were leaving Ohio trying to find better opportunities in other states. So walking door to door in 2012 and talking with many of our neighbors, there was a sense of hopelessness and whether our state could in fact rebound. It was a time where we all went home thinking, what are we going to do to get ourselves back on track? It was a pretty tough time. But fast tracking now, here we are in 2015, we not only have a balanced budget, but we have reduced taxes, including income tax, and we've eliminated the estate tax. We have also continued to give our small businesses a 75% tax cut so they can reinvest in their businesses. All of us from the state level to local government have worked together to provide the best services while finding ways to be efficient with taxpayer dollars. Our mayors in the West Shore, our Mayor Clough, Mayor Bolts, Mayor Sutherland, they are trailblazers. There's no question about it. They have worked with me through the very, very difficult times, and we are better for it. I'm very fortunate to have had their good relationship in working through some of those days, and now thankfully appreciating the economy that is much better. So, okay, now is the time for my announcement, for those of you that don't know. But I'm officially announcing my candidacy for state senator, representing the 24th. Walking around with materials that kind of give you my background, kind of a thumbnail of what I just said. We're going to be active out there in June and July and August and September and October, trying to make sure that people know who I am in places that they don't. And, I want to make sure that I reinforce that it really has been an honor to represent District 16. And as I said earlier, it's Bay Village, Westlake, Rocky River, North Olmsted, and Fairview Park. There are 5 great cities to serve. I'm sure I'm going to find the other cities that don't know me as well yet to be just as great. And those cities, just so you know how far out we need to go, and they're all listed on the brochure: Olmsted Falls, Olmsted Township, North Royalton, Berea, Strongsville, Brecksville, Broadview Heights, Oakwood, Independence, Walton Hills, Seven Hills, Valley View, Solon, Moreland Hills, Glen Willow, Chagrin Falls Township, Bentleyville, Gates Mills, Hunting Valley, Mayfield Village, Lyndhurst, and Highland Heights. That is a task. That is going to be a task, and we're going to do it. And I'm going to depend on my District 16, the people in this room, to hang tight with me, because I'm going to be going to those other cities and making sure that they know who I am. And I believe I've been winning by 60-62% for the last 3 or 4 election cycles. So I feel confident here that the supporters here are going to carry me over the finish line. And as you probably also know, Senator Patton is term limited, as am I, and he cannot run for this Senate seat. So this is an open seat. I would not run against him, Patton. He's done a wonderful job for us there, and this is only because he has to leave as I do, and he will certainly be missed. So our work from this day forward is to introduce myself to District 24. It's surprising, really, how many constituents already know me in those cities. I go to many events out there just because they invite me, and it's amazing how many people already do know me. But we will be aggressive in our door-to-door campaign. We will attend all the events and activities in those areas. So as you can see, we certainly have a lot of work, but I'm excited to get the word out. I'm excited that May 7th finally came, and that we got our budget at least in a place where we handed it off to the Senate, and I feel good about starting here tonight, and all of you here around us knowing that I'll be running for this new Senate seat. I anticipate, as you know, probably a primary. Anytime you have an open seat, you always have a primary of other people looking. It's just part of the process. But we are going to stay positive and take the high road and work hard and do all the things we need to do to make sure they know who I am and why it is we think that it is important that they pay attention and hopefully support me. I do have sign-up sheets, and I want everyone to know that. I have sign-up sheets at the welcoming table, and we would like to have you help in that effort. We're calling it the We're Ready to Win campaign, and we're going to be gathering on Saturday, May 30th at Denny's in North Olmsted. We've done that before. We've always had a pretty good crowd. We try to get everybody signed up, get things organized, figure out what we're going to do, and from there move forward. So if you're able to help on that Saturday morning at 10 o'clock at Denny's in North Olmsted, they have a nice back room, have it reserved already. We would certainly appreciate you coming, and you'll have an opportunity, and there's a piece of literature there that gives you more details. So again, thank you for coming. I don't know, Dennis, if you wanted to say a few words, and who else? County Councilman Dave Greenspan. Oh, Mayor Bowles is here. Come on up. Let's get some pictures.
Thank you, Nan. I'm very pleased to be on Nan Baker's team. As she said, we go back a long ways. We as mayors know what type of a job she's done for representing this particular district. And most importantly, it is all about jobs, as she continues to say.
That's right.
But she listens, she works very hard, and I know there's going to be a tough campaign, but I know she can do it with your help. We do need to all get behind her. I'm very pleased to endorse her and be part of the Nan Baker team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Wow, what a great turnout, Nan.
Yes.
It was a closely guarded secret.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Although Kevin, I think, had the scoop on it, so it was on the front of the Westlight. Dennis really said it all. Nan has been so responsive to us. As we're trying to be responsive to our residents, Nan has been so responsive to the needs of our community. And each of our communities has some unique needs that, you know, to spend time with Nan and show her exactly what we need and have her advocate for us down in Columbus, it's been great. And she's had to make some really tough decisions. And we understand as mayors and as council members that those were tough decisions, but she stood by us, finding us other ways to fund projects, to fund initiatives. And so we thank her so much for always being shoulder to shoulder with us. So it's so exciting to see all this early support for Nan, and she's a great campaigner. I think one of the most assertive campaigners. That'll be the first of many pairs of high heels and shoes that she will go through.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here this evening and joining all of us in supporting Nan.
Thanks a lot. Thank you all. I want you to just enjoy the evening and have something to eat. And just, I see, is that Kelly? I can't see that far. Here's my sister-in-law Kelly and Brett. Oh my goodness. I don't know if my brother Ray's out there, maybe. Oh, Ray's in the back. Okay, so hey, it's a family event too. So thank you. But everyone enjoy the food. We have a wonderful brand new patio. He was just saying. Yeah. So we have a wonderful new patio, and please, you want to, good. I wasn't sure if Dave was, he was kind of hidden back there. Everyone knows our County Councilman Dave Greenspan, who represents exactly the same 5 cities that I do.
Well, thank you, and this is a tremendous, outpouring of support for Nan. Nan and I have had the fortune to work together. We represent the same 5 cities, and sometimes there's either a direct hotline between us or between our staffs to make sure that we get things done for the residents of this district. She's represented this district very well, and it's something that we all can be very proud of. And I don't know those shoes, but I will try if successful. But Nan has represented the district very well, and in her future endeavor, she should continue to. The residents can expect the same level of support that you receive today in the future.
Good.
So I want to thank you and thank you for your efforts.
You're welcome. It's good. All right. And as I said, please get to know each other, have more food. Everyone here just shares a common ground of supporting me, and also living in one of the 5 cities. Maybe you know your council members. There's a lot of common ground if you get to talk to people. Our Cleveland State, I should have said, we have 2 representatives here from Cleveland State. Thank you for coming. We've done a lot of good work together, and especially there at the State House with internship bills and funding and things that are needed, doing a lot of wonderful things in their expansion of Cleveland State. So if you want to know anything about what's going on there, please talk to them about it. It would be good to have Bill and Laura. All right. Well, I think that the announcement's been made. Hopefully the newspapers pick it up. We start rolling again. Yes, again. And we just do the best we can and take the high road and try to get through the primary, and then from the primary onto the general election, which would be November 2016. So here we are only in May 2015, so you can see where we've got quite a road ahead of us. Our petitions are due December of this year, so it's really not that far away. And of course, weather conditions in the winter, so that's why we're going to get started earlier this summer and going into fall, and really looking forward to having a very aggressive but fun. We always try to mix some fun in when we get into the parades and the festivals and all the great things that are going on out there. So thank you again for coming. Please have more to drink, more to eat, talk to each other, get to know each other. I really, honestly appreciate your support. Pick up some of those flyers on your way out that says where our strategy meeting is going to be held, and I would appreciate if you can join us. Thank you all.